there was a big difference between the first trip that I took and the second trip that I took. And the biggest difference was in the resiliency of the Haitian people. The first trip that I took to Haiti was almost immediately after the earthquake, and the country was in shock. It was eerie. Wherever you look, there are 2.5 million people in Port-au-Prince, and they were walking the streets because they had no shelter, they had no place to go. And they were walking the streets without making a sound. They weren't smiling, they weren't crying, they weren't laughing, they weren't talking. They were in shock. And the destruction was indescribable. It was awful. The roads were filled with rubble. The deceased hadn't been buried fully yet. It was a terrible thing to witness. When I came back, the buildings are still destroyed, but the streets were clean. The streets were clean of debris. The deceased were buried. And more importantly, the people, the resilience of the people was extraordinary. People were walking with purpose. They had smiles on their face. They greet each other, bonsoir, with smiles, supplies on their heads, balancing things like sacks of rice on their heads. And commerce was springing up. Against all odds, commerce is springing up right there on the streets of Port-au-Prince. Almost every square inch of the curb had people setting up their businesses. And I saw everything from a restaurant that was under a tarp that was serving just 2 people, to people doing manicures and pedicures inside of the tarps in the tented villages, to literally I saw someone selling furniture, armoires and chests of drawers. And it was amazing. There was food, there were all kinds of home supplies right there on the streets of Port-au-Prince. And so you can see that the fledgling economy is about to come back. And so much of what we're about is long-term recovery so that we can get cash in the hands of the Haitian people so they can take advantage of all the goods and services that are there. It's still terrible conditions. The tented communities are overcrowded, and we're very eager for the Haitian government to be able to provide land, and they're working very hard to be able to do so. And once that land is available, we want to be very actively engaged in putting together temporary, more permanent shelters rather than temporary shelters, and we're looking forward to when that would occur. But the people of Haiti are strong, they're resilient, and they're determined, and it's inspiring. So in Creole, if you ask somebody in Haiti, how are you? Their response back is, I'm striving. And to me, that epitomizes the spirit of the Haitian people.